Hey, Fidelity. Can I get a second opinion on stocks in the Fidelity app?
With Fidelity, it's easy to get an outside opinion from independent experts in a single score.
And then?
When you're ready, trade U.S. stocks and ETFs with no commissions.
That's right.
I am always right.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Online U.S. equity trades and ETFs and a retail Fidelity account. Sell order assessment fee not included. Some account types and securities excluded. Details at fidelity.com/commissions. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
Hello and welcome back to the Morning Five. I'm your host, Michael Ware, President and CEO of the Center for Christianity and Public Life. Today is Wednesday, March 11th. Let's begin with a passage from the 25th Psalm. Unto you, O Lord, will I lift up my soul. My God, I have put my trust in you. O let me not be ashamed, neither let my enemies triumph over me. For all those who hope in you shall not be ashamed, but those who deal untruly shall be put to confusion. Show me your ways, O Lord, and teach me your paths. Lead me forth in your truth and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. In you has been my hope all the day long. Call to remembrance, O Lord, your tender mercies and your loving kindnesses, which have been from of old. O remember not the sins and offenses of my youth, but according to your mercy think on me, O Lord, in your goodness. Gracious and righteous is the Lord. Therefore will he teach sinners in the way. Those who are meek shall he guide in judgment, and those who are gentle shall he teach his way. All the paths of the Lord are mercy and truth to those who keep his covenant and his testimonies. For your name's sake, O Lord, forgive my sin, for it is great. May God bless the reading of his word. Well, friends, hope you're having a good week so far. I'm recording this podcast from our opening retreat for our 2026 class of Public Life Fellows. We have 15 fellows here with us, along with a range of mentors and friends who come alongside the fellows for this program, and of course, the incredible staff, my colleagues at the Center for Christianity and Public Life. Would appreciate your prayers for us this week as we kick off this fellowship and these 8 or 9 months together. Let's get to today's news items. First up, around 140 American service members have been wounded so far during the war with Iran, the Pentagon said yesterday. Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell told the Associated Press in a statement that most of those injuries have been minor, and 108 service members have already returned to duty. 8 of them are currently severely injured, receiving treatment. Next up, Alabama Governor Kay Ivey yesterday commuted the sentence of a 75-year-old man, Charles Burton, who faced the death penalty for his part in a robbery in 1971. Burton was convicted of capital murder, though he did not kill anyone in the robbery and had already left the building when his accomplice instead shot and killed a man. Ivey said of her decision, which came a couple of days before Burton was scheduled to die, that while she believes, quote, the death penalty is just punishment for society's most heinous offenders, she also believes it would be unjust for one participant in this crime to be executed, while the participant who pulled the trigger was not. Now, instead of being on death row, Burton is in prison for life without parole. Finally, for today's news, House offices have been using artificial intelligence since 2024 in their work, and plenty of Senate offices likely use it as well. That's now official policy on the Senate side. The New York Times reported yesterday that a senior administrator for the U.S. Senate approved 3 AI chatbots for official work, saying in a memo that staff may use Google's Gemini, OpenAI's ChatGPT, or Microsoft Copilot. The memo expressed preference for Copilot, which is already integrated in Senate systems. Data shared with Copilot chat stays within the secure Microsoft 365 government environment and is protected by the same controls that safeguard other Senate data, the memo said. With that, let's get into today's main story. Jackie Mader, an education reporter at the nonprofit newsroom The Hechinger Report, published a piece yesterday about the pervasiveness of screens and technology in elementary school classrooms. In some school districts, children receive iPads as early as kindergarten, using them not just for educational material, but also for YouTube videos and to watch TV shows. A mom who was concerned about this in New York asked school administrators, who told her that iPad time would be limited to 15 minutes per day. Here's a quote from the story. "But once school started, her daughter suddenly knew jingles from the diaper and car commercials that would play before YouTube videos she saw in the classroom." Now, while parents are trying to avoid screen time at school, as studies have found too much time online can harm young children, many schools are still showing them plenty of TV and short videos. I'll read briefly from the report. Elementary schools and districts that ramped up their use of technology during the coronavirus pandemic have largely maintained those practices. 81% of elementary school teachers across the United States, who were surveyed by the New York Times in October, said that at their schools, students received devices in class by kindergarten. Parents and experts say too many schools have become reliant on screens to teach and entertain children, and in some cases, just to keep them quiet. Screen time, when it's purposeful, can augment the work of the teacher, and it can be wonderfully complementary, said Dr. Michael Glazier, Chief Medical Officer of Bluebird Kids Health, which runs a half dozen pediatric offices in Florida. The problem is, in many schools, it's becoming less of a complementary activity and more of a default. Now, legislators in some states have introduced bills to limit screen time and the use of technology in schools, particularly smartphones. Parents are also getting more involved, petitioning school districts to set firmer limits for screen time or for access to YouTube. One parent who spoke with Mader said she noticed her first grade daughter's iPad activity included watching Taylor Swift music videos during the school day. She said, quote, "It's unreasonable to assume that somehow students aren't going to be distracted and only supposed to use these devices for education. Literally millions of hours of very, very smart people's time has gone into making these things absolutely irresistible on purpose." States and localities have a lot of say in their own policies, although the U.S. Congress has weighed in for schools run by the Defense Department, such as those on military bases. Late last year, a bipartisan proposal limited the use of personal phones and other technologies in Defense Department schools, passing through Congress as part of the annual defense policy bill. That bill's sponsor, Senator Alyssa Slotkin, said at the time that, quote, "Parents, educators, and experts agree that access to phones makes it harder for our kids to focus and learn." All right, let's stop there for today and bring all of this to the Lord in prayer. Dear Father, always near us, may your name be treasured and loved. May your rule be completed in us. May your will be done here on earth in just the way it is done in heaven. Give us today the things we need today. Forgive us our sins and impositions on you, as we are forgiving all who in any way offend us. Please don't put us through trials, but deliver us from everything bad, because you are the one in charge, and you have all the power, and the glory too is all yours forever, which is just the way we want it. All right, friends, thank you for joining me today. As always, the Morning Five is brought to you in partnership with the That Sounds Fun Network, supported by the Center for Christianity and Public Life. If you'd like to learn more about our work at CCPL, you can visit ccpubliclife.org. Hope you have a wonderful Wednesday.